brotherhoods that run the military, the brotherhood of the martial arts on the conflict on the ground floor, and the brotherhood who has the gun. In other words, without the brotherhood, you don't have no army, you don't have no government, you don't have no church, you don't have nothing. Because you have to have two to have one. If you don't have two, you don't have one. It takes a line. You have to draw a line. It used to be in prison, it was called a main line. And the captain walks on one of the lines, you dig, and he does not lie, because he realizes that if he lies, he dies. It's that simple. He loses everything if he lies. So he must keep the rules, and he must keep his word, you dig? This is the thing they've lost. They lost that with James Mason, see? It comes down to the last man in line with the gun. And then they put the swastika right underneath the gun. And that's supposed to be represented to the brotherhood. All right, that's the brotherhood of the gun. You got one down on the ground, and then you got one covered with the gun. Then where we lost ours is like the guy with the gun said here, he passed the knife down and says, we can't deal with these dudes here. You go deal with those dudes. And you say, okay. So he picked up the knife and he went and he dealt with the dudes. He dealt with everything that needed to be dealt with. Then the guy saw, pass me the knife back. So he passed the knife back, and when he passed the knife back, he gave it to the other side. He went over to the other side and gave it to them and put them back on himself, thinking that was really cool. And he lost his brotherhood. That's the reason that thing fell off the bottom of that gun. He lost his swastika and he lost his brotherhood from lying, because he thought it was a big joke to stab somebody in the back. They just took a life for him. If somebody's given their life for you and they're going into the battlefield for you, you can't very well laugh at them when they come back. If a man's over in Vietnam and he's over there in the mud and the blood and he's fighting and dying for you, and then you come over and you spit in his face, what kind of fucking country could that be?
Yeah.
You know, so it's the same thing all the way down the line. All the way down the line, people think it's slick to get over on somebody else because they're in a down position. And they find their strength by sacrificing their own lambs. But they're not sacrificing the lambs of their enemies. They're only sacrificing their own children. They're sacrificing their children for somebody else's children. My grandfather told me this. He didn't tell me exactly, but he told my grandmother, and I know she never lied. He told my grandmother that he was standing in World War I, he was standing on a dead body. And he seen a Bible in this guy's pocket. And he reached down and he got the Bible out of this guy's pocket. And he opened up the Bible, and there was the man's picture with his wife and his three children, you dig? And he had a chain with a cross on it, and he looked at the Bible, and he looked at the man's children, and he looked at the cross, and he looked down and seen himself. He said, wow, man, what am I doing fighting my brother? I'm over here fighting my brother, and I don't even know why I'm fighting this guy, you dig? Why have we been fighting each other? Why are we divided? Why is our house all split up in little pieces? Why are we divided within ourselves? We worship the same God. We have the same books, the same words, different translations, but the same principles. We live by the same codes of honor. And why in the hell are we fighting each other? Why did my grandfather kill himself? He comes back and tells my grandmother, you know, I was fighting my brothers, and I don't even know why. And they didn't know why. You want me to tell you why? Jew. They're slick. They put you against yourself. And then they kick back and they'll Charlie Chaplin. They'll ride on you. They'll ride on you till there's nothing left of you and sell your blood all the way. They'll sell war from one door. They'll buy and sell guns out of one door. And the next door, they'll sell love and peace. And they'll agree with everyone and swear to God that everything's just perfect for a dollar bill. They'll go right back into the money. And the money's not their money. Now that they've got their own country, before they didn't have their own country. They didn't have their own money. The only way they could live is in somebody else's economy. They had to scrimp for nickels, scrub for dimes, you dig, save every little thing they could get, save every little rag, you dig. They were oppressed, beat, fucked over, misused, and then when they get in an up position, they do the same thing down on other people that have been done to them. It's like a circle of oppression. People become oppressed going one way, and then when they come back, they get oppressed going back the other way. We oppress all these people and make them do all of our bad things, and then they grow up and they get stronger, and it makes them stronger, and then they come back on top of us and push us down and make us do all those things, and then we get stronger, and then we come back around. And it's every race and every people have had their turn. Everyone has been the bad guy. Everybody's been the good guy. Everybody's had to turn around the fucking maypole. Now it's time to put one world together. It's time to put one government together, one economy together, and put it in order. Because if we don't, there's going to be no atmosphere left. There's going to be no trees left. There's going to be no wildlife left. We're not going to have anything because the money's tearing up everything. They're fishing out the ocean to where it's just going to be a cesspool. There's going to be nothing left in the ocean but a bunch of goddamn fucking pollution and piss and junk that we're dumping our tons and tons of garbage. See, here's the thing you don't realize, man. You're not old enough to realize how many people that 900 million people are. If just 200 million people, 300 million people, if you fill up a ballpark and you see 50,000 people, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of turds. That's a lot of piss and shit to go over in the water. Just 50,000 people. Now, fill it up 3 times a day. That's 200,000 people, 150,000 people. Now fill them up every day for 7 days. You dig? That's 650,000 people. And then pretty soon, man, it would take you 6 lifetimes to see all them people. I mean, can you visualize that many people? Or are you thinking on the little level of the people you've seen so far? Or do you give a fuck? What are you going to do with all them people? Keep lying to them and telling them they got a constitution when they don't? Keep telling them everything's going to be all right? Just keep cutting the trees down and keep doing the same old shit that they're doing? Just so you can survive another day? Or are you going to tell them the truth? Man, you're all a bunch of doomed assholes. All you motherfuckers are killing yourselves, and you're killing everything around you with the shit you're doing. You're overindulging in the resources. You're dumping all that shit in the water, that pollution in the water, soap in the water, slop in the water, bleach in the water. All that shit you're putting in the water, man, it's got to come back to you in your drink. You got to drink that shit. A dog got better sense of pissing their own water, you know. So how you get them out of the water? How you get them out to quit pissing in the water? Quit shitting and puking and throwing their blood and their junk and their Kotexes and their fucking floor wax and their bleaches and their goddamn fly sprays and all that shit going down in the toxic dump. We're just one big fucking toxic dump. Now you try to face it and do something about it or stop it, and then they call you a criminal, lock you up in the nut ward. Do you know how many people have been sacrificed in this very same thought? How many people have jumped up on the freeway and tried to stop all the automobiles? They wounded 8 or 10 or 12, maybe 15 people, killed maybe 6 or 7 people, went to court and got designated nuts and went to the nut ward and hung themselves and died, trying to stop the damn fucking machine. And it's just, you know, and everybody covers it up and lies about it and goes on about it and don't want to look at it, you know, and like as if it doesn't exist, you know, that everything's going to be all right, you know. I don't know. I just reflect like the mirror, you know. And like, if it all just goes down the shitter, it really doesn't affect me because I live like a bug anyway. Well, you know, I live over on the road. I live over on the campfire, you know. I'm a hobo, man, by all means. I'm really a hobo, you know, in the fullest extent. Because I live in a sleeping bag, man. I don't even need that. I'm pretty free. But I do love the earth. And I wish there was some way that I could have some influence on how to fix it, how to straighten it out.